right, we're up on the ring apron now. George, I wonder if you'd come over here. George, some very strange things happened out there today. We'll get into them, but first, what do you think you proved?
Proved one thing. All them guys are gone, and I'm still hopping up in there. Ready to go miss some more. After I knocked out 5, I'm going to knock out 3. Joe Frazier, Ken Nord, and Ali. Although the referee's not going to allow these guys to lay on the rope like they did. You cannot fight and lay on no rope. You can't fight and lay on no rope. What's wrong with these men? The only reason the guy went to 3 rounds, he laid on the rope. I'm going to fight. I'm going to beat every heavyweight in the world. Then I'm going to retire, go home and kiss my little daughter, and get away from boxing.
Did Ali?
Ali might be good, but as long as I'm around, he's second best. He beat a banana over in Africa. He didn't beat no George Foreman, man. How can you see that? How can he beat me? Where'd he go? Can't beat me. Thank you, Cossel, for coming out and bringing ABC. Get a chance. It looked so easy. People thought it was fake. It looked so easy.
Well, weren't you disappointed?
Right.
Frankly,
now,
George,
look at all the people that came here.
That's true, but weren't you disappointed you didn't knock out Charlie Polite and
You're
Boone
all
Kirkman?
right, but I ain't have but 3 rounds. Next time I'm going to have, if I fight him, I'm going to fight him a 10-round fight just to prove I'm going to knock him out. I tell you, I don't like that laying up against the rope. What the fighter think to see? You can't lay up against no rope.
George,
the referee's supposed to make him come out of the middle of the ring and fight.
One other question, George. What about the laying on the wrestling on the floor with Terry Daniels?
Well, the guy, I told him, I said, you did okay.
Or Jerry Judge?
I told him he did okay. He told me I ain't did blank, 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 blank. And I pushed him. He jumped on me. He's a terrible cat, though. I'm glad someone was around to hold him. I feel good. I'm ready to go. Ready to go some more. Ready to go some more.
Did Ali how much did Ali upset you today with his answer?
Not at all, because I'm in the best of shape. I weigh 232 pounds, and I'm feeling like a big heavyweight. No way that powder puff, low down, good for nothing, loud mouth, Mohammed, whatever you call his name, can beat no George Foreman. He's instructing the guys, lay up against the rope. How can you be a champion and lay up against the rope? Man, I'm through talking.
Okay. You really want to fight him as quickly as possible?
I want to fight all of these guys. I just can't do no good against one man. You know, it looks pitiful. After a while, the crowd started pleading for the other guy to do good. I started playing around the last round, because I didn't want to take the guy out, make it look like something. He was bleeding. I don't want to stop. I mean, I've got to get in there and fight all the champions, all the fighters in the world, and I'm going to retire from boxing. Here's the matchmaker right here. Sign the man up, tell him to stop fighting Chuck Webb, and I knocked him out in 3 rounds. I knocked Joe Frazier out in 2 rounds. Kenny Norton out in 2 rounds. Corey would never did have enough heart to fight me. Ronnie Lyle was still a kid. I am the best around. No way he can go around and fight these guys and claim to be the best when George Foreman is still alive.
Okay, George.
I'm not the best. I still give William to Joe Louis. He was the greatest fighter that ever put on a pair of boxing gloves, along with Jack Johnson and Rocky Marciano. George Foreman is today's best.
All right, I've got to ask you one more question. What was that odd scene when it seemed to me you were hitting this youngster right here?
Scratched me in my gum when he took out the mouthpiece. Scratched my gum. That's my cousin, Willie Cobb, and I grew him up. And then what are you going to do, turn around and scratch me?
Okay, George. Good luck to you. Thank you very much.
George, a great show. I'm very proud of you. And, George, will you be ready to go about?
All right. George Foreman.
I want to kind of be the devil's advocate on if Muhammad Ali's legacy could change if they adjust the rules of boxing where you can't lay on the ropes indefinitely and just sit there until the other guy wears himself out. It'd be hard to give a penalty and say, you spent too long on the ropes, I'm going to penalize you. But the way the scoring is, when the other boxer is pummeling the guy because he's up against the rope with his arms up and sits there like that for halfway through the round, the judges could say, okay, the guy up against the ropes wasn't attempting to fight, and the other guy was in there throwing punches and potentially tiring himself out. Also, you see the hand Ali would just grab. He would get up against the ropes and then just grab the person behind the head and hold, which you're not supposed to do that. Everybody loves Ali so much, you know, but he developed the rope-a-dope. It's not so much that he developed it. He was the one, because it was considered unsportsmanlike to just sit up against the ropes and the other person is fighting and you let them tire themselves out. Well, that wasn't considered like a wise strategy. It was considered unsportsmanlike. I remember that when he started doing the rope-a-dope as he, got older, that he was booed. He was booed for sitting against the ropes and holding his arms up and the other person was in there trying to fight and hitting them to the sides and stuff like that, he was booed. It wasn't considered no brilliant strategy until he became loved so much that up against the ropes and holding the person behind the head and stuff like that. Well, then now it became the standard that, well, that's the smartest thing to do. Maybe it was a bad path to take, that they could adjust the rules the way the scoring is done, that if a person sits up against the ropes for half the round, it doesn't fight, the judges can say, okay, I'm going to add 2 points because he stayed up against the ropes. I'm going to add 2 points to the other guy. Because every punch, they don't go, okay, 1 point, 2 point, hit the head pretty hard, that's 3 points. That's not how it's done. So perhaps they should change the judging, the way the judging is done. Because now it's gone into other sports where they're teaching rope-a-dope to just go up against the ropes and just sit there. So if they do that, Ali's legacy could be changed. He would also get people, the one guy, I don't want to go through and find it again, but the one guy said that Ali would get behind him when he went up, he fell against the ropes, and Ali was gouging his eyes out with his thumb. So he was no perfect angel, but I just want to see what the thoughts are about the rope-a-dope, which wasn't used because it was considered unsportsmanlike. And for instance, when Liston got up, the second fight when he got up, he did get up in time, by the way. Well, he backed up, and Ali was throwing punches, but Liston was sitting there fine. And Ali was throwing punches, and in a split second they stopped the fight because they said Liston wasn't fighting back. He said Ali was throwing punches that Liston did not answer. Well, he could have went up against the ropes and just sat there for 2 minutes. So, I don't know. I'm just curious what people think.